So here we are, entering the fourth quarter of 2024, and you know what that means. Knife makers and designers are going to be releasing a ton of new product into the market before the end of the year. And you might be sitting there eating your top ramen wondering, which one should I get? Or should I get two? Today, I aim to make that just a little bit easier for you because we're checking out a really cool knife from our friends over at EDC. That's right, we've got the prototype of the Wingspan. Let's go ahead and check it out.
This is Sparta!
Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in, and if you've been here before, smash the like button on the way in. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny, and today we're checking out a really cool one. This is the Wingspan by New Breed EDC, and a big thank you to Mark from New Breed for reaching out to see if I wanted to check out the prototype, because I do. I really do. I saw this teased on his Instagram not too terribly long ago, and he's like, you want to check it out? The answer is always going to be yes, because New Breed has some really cool designs. They're not terribly out there, but they're not also super conformative either. They always have a bit of flair, but they always end up making a whole lot of sense, both aesthetically and financially. The last knife that they produced was the Clydesdale, and people know the Clydesdale because it was a knife that had great materials for a great price. It was well made, and the design is useful. And people love that. I love that. I think that that's fantastic. But let's talk about the Wingspan. This is, of course, a prototype. We're in the pre-order stage. And while some people are not a fan of pre-orders, other people really like it because it means that they're not going to miss out on drop day. So if that is you, continue to watch, because honestly, you could do a whole lot worse than what they're charging for this bad boy. Let's talk about what it costs and what do you get. So the pre-order is starting at $145, and I say starting because it goes all the way until November 8th, and when November 8th comes, they're going to close the pre-orders, and then we're going to be waiting for them to ship out, which will take somewhere in the realm of 4 to 5 months. So once that order completes, somewhere in the realm of February to April, the price is going to go up, big surprise, by only $5. I'm used to seeing these pre-order prices jump, at the drop by like $20, $50. Make them pay for not getting in on the pre-order, but New Breed's not making it that difficult, guys. And it's a really good deal because the material composition is premium. The overall length is 7.8 inches long, and 3.5 of that is CPM S35VN, which is a really well done stainless steel, especially in this price range. The handle scales are either going to be this beautiful silver twill carbon fiber with the black titanium, which I guess you could call that fluting, or it's a really nicely done milling. The other option is going to be basket weave carbon fiber and blue titanium. So you're going to have at least two options. The pivot is a single-sided captive pivot. Hallelujah. It's a sterile blade, meaning that we don't have a ton of billboarding, anywhere. I don't see any indicator of any branding on this whatsoever, and that could just be because it's a prototype, but I doubt it. New Breed EDC does not do a ton of billboarding on their blades, which I think is pretty commendable. The T8 hardware is also nice. We never have to worry about that. The pocket clip is a 3D milled titanium pocket clip, but check it out. It's one of the few which is not only 3D milled, but also deep carry. And it gives you all the benefits you get out of a stamped pocket clip, which is a lot of headroom, a lot of clearance. It's not going to have any issue going in and out of your Carhartts one-handed. You're not going to have to, pull open your pocket and do one of these jobs where you go, and you stuff it in. No, it's just a simple one-handed operation. The backspacer is nice as well. It's nice titanium. And for the deployment options, we've got two primary options. I'm going to call it two because it's a deployment slot and, of course, a front flipper. Front flipper works pretty good. And we've got a ton of jimping. Look at that. You could almost call it a top flipper, I guess. But, we'll call it a front flipper. We'll make it copacetic. Front flipping works well. The reverse flick, if you're someone that likes to reverse flick, works very, very well. It's running on ceramic bearings, and the detent is nicely tuned. drop shut action. There is no buildup. There's no ramp. There's no double clutch. It performs really well. The balance on here is nice, and that has a lot to do with the weight. This only weighs, wait for it, 3.2 ounces, which is perfect. The ratio guys are going to love that. 3.1 inches of cutting edge, 3.2 ounces of overall weight. What's not to love? This thing is working really, really well. The lockup and lockout is solid, and that has to do with the lock bar right here. The liner lock is locking out somewhere around the 35% range, which is pretty good. We've got a fully centered blade as well, so no issues there. They are going to be making some changes though. Nothing too drastic. The first change they're going to do, they're going to widen the deployment slot, so that should be a little bit wider. And then of course, they're also going to be adding a chamfer to the pocket clip side, or the lock side of the silver twill or the carbon fiber overlay. And they're going to do that to make sure that there's absolutely no sharp spots, which blows me away because, I'm feeling this thing and I'm not feeling any sharp spots. There's no issue there, but they're going to make doubly sure that the ergos are perfect, because right now they're really, really good. The balance on here is very nice, and you can index it very nicely. I really enjoy the fact that we've got a decent belly here, but also a decent tip. The spine of the blade stays really nice and thick all the way up until the tip, which means that it's going to be a very sturdy blade shape and a very sturdy design at the same time. Now, cut testing with this is not something that I'm going to do because it's a prototype and because, well, it's in D2 and the real deal is going to be S35 VN, but I digress. This is another great example of what New Breed EDC does. They give us premium materials. They give us a really exciting design, something that makes sense, but also excites the imagination, and they do so for a very reasonable price. For the $145, $150 price tag that you're going to be spending on S35 VN, carbon fiber and titanium, I'm trying to think what in the $100 to $150 range is really competing with this. And if you know, let me know in the comment section down below, because I would like to check it out. And while you're down there, let me know, are you going to be picking one of these up, or is it going to be a pass for you? Guys, if you watched this far and you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, feel free to click on one of the videos that pops up next.